Hey y'all, before we get started with tonight's meal, I want to let y'all know that today's video is sponsored by Misen, and Misen has sent me this very nice chef's knife. And it says better tools for better cooking. Our name comes from mise en place, a culinary term that means to put in place. Chefs use the term to describe the process of setting up their stations before service. Misen is an ode to mise en place, better cooking through proper preparation and quality tools. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to open this up, and we're going to be using this knife for tonight's meal. And throughout this What's for Dinner video this week, I will be using this knife. It is sponsored, like I said, by Misen. Okay. I like this. It says Misen chef's knife. Here are a few tips for using your knife. Use it skillfully, care for it lovingly, and share what you make. So I want, of course, to wash this in just a second, but it's telling you even how to hold it. You want to hand wash it with warm soapy water, dry immediately after washing, and store safely with the blade edge protected. Do not put this in a dishwasher, soak the knife in water, or store unprotected in a drawer. So I am going to show y'all this knife. Let me get it out of here. I'm very excited. I have never had such a nice knife before. I'm going to show y'all. Here it is. And this one is in a pretty blue color. I love this color. And it has a little protector on the end. But it is so nice and pretty. And I'm going to quickly wash this and I will be back. Okay, now we're about to put this knife to work. I'm going to be making for tonight's meal beef stew with potatoes, or it is called Carne con papas. I could be wrong. I will put it across the screen. This was sent to me by Melissa. During Christmas time, I had asked on my Instagram if anyone wanted to send Christmas cards and we would exchange our favorite recipes. And so Melissa sent me this recipe here. So what I have, first of all, is I have a chuck roast. This is actually a chuck roast, Angus chuck roast. And you're gonna want it to be, it says 1.5 pounds. This one's actually a little over 2.5, but it'll be okay. So what we're gonna do is we're going to be cutting this up, trimming it, and cubing it. So I'm gonna use my new knife here. I'm very excited about it. And we're going to trim this. Let's see. Oh wow, that cuts amazing. Y'all, look at that. It cut through it like it was nothing. So, oh wow, wow. Y'all, if y'all have been with me for a while, you've probably seen me struggling so many times when I am cutting stuff because my knives are not very good. I have a few that I use, but nothing like this. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Y'all, this knife retails for $75, but they are giving me a promo code. The one thing I always forget, y'all, is when they say cut with the grain, I'm the worst at that because I don't know, I just am. But look at that. I mean, it just cuts it like it's nothing. This is amazing. I'm over here like falling in love with this already. And I would not lie to y'all. I'm just gonna get a plate, so as I cut these into pieces, I'm gonna just set them over here on this plate. But look at this. I mean, look at how, you wanna be careful with this because it definitely is sharp. So, I mean, look at that. Yeah, I love it. I am in love with this knife. And like I said, I would not come on here and tell y'all that I love something if I don't. And I'm so excited about this. Like, look at that. Y'all, seriously. Look, it's like, seriously, like butter. I feel like I'm not cutting meat. Normally I would be fighting. But I love this. Look Okay, I'm gonna stop talking and I'm going to continue cutting this. And so I want to quickly remind y'all that I will have the link to Misen down in my description box. You can go there and save 20% off using my code KimsFarm20. The knife retails for $75, which is less expensive than other high-end brands of knives. So you're getting a really good deal. So just go down there to my description box, click on the link, and don't forget to use that promo code and save yourself 20%. And I really do recommend this knife. Yeah, if you're looking for a good knife, here's you one to go get. Okay, I'm going to continue to cut this and then I will come back when it's all done. Okay, y'all, I got all my meat cut up. So now we're going to move over to the stove and get started on this. Okay, y'all, now I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of oil. I'm just going to measure it out. And we're going to heat this up over medium-high heat. Okay, y'all, I think my oil is pretty warm. So we're going to start putting the meat in, and I'm also going to put some salt and pepper in here with it. I'm going to go ahead and season this with some salt and pepper. And so we're going to let this start to brown on all the sides. I'm just trying to get it all in here as evenly as possible. And while that is browning, I'm going to bring y'all back over here and we're going to cut up some more vegetables. Okay, I'm going to start out using my knife again, and we're going to cut up 4 tomatoes. We're going to chop these up, and we're going to be putting these into like a blender or a food processor. So you can just kind of rough cut them just so that they'll be easier to blend up. I'm just going to kind of chop them roughly. Okay, I also need a half a cup of onion. I thought it said half of an onion, so I'm going to cut some of this onion off real quick. And like I said, I'm just kind of rough cutting all this because it is going to go into the food processor. Next, we're going to cut up 2 jalapeno peppers, but I am going to try my best to get all the seeds out. And what I did is I got a spoon and I just scraped all of the insides out of the jalapeno pepper before I started chopping it up some more. Okay, now I'm going to quickly chop these up. Like I said, there might be a few seeds left, but I try to get them all out. Okay, y'all, now I may not be able to blend it all in here now that I'm looking at it, but we'll see. I need to put 1 cup of chicken broth into this food processor. Let me see, I may not have it in. Let me fix my camera, y'all. Okay, I have my food processor over here. I'm putting 1 cup of chicken broth, and then we're going to start adding in all of this. That's not a good way to do it, y'all. Okay, I got this little thing to kind of help me pick up stuff because I don't that knife is a little bit too sharp for me to be trying to do this with. So I'm just using this to kind of get everything in there, and like I said, I may have to do it, kind of do it in batches. You know, just use your hands. That's the easiest thing to do. And y'all, I'm not playing. This knife is sharp, so be careful with it, okay? Very careful. Okay, now we're going to put this in here, and we're going to puree this until it's smooth. Let's see. It's trying to come out the sides because it's pretty full. Okay, I think that's pretty well. But like I said, some of it came out, but it'll be okay. Now we're gonna come back over here. I almost forgot, y'all, before I go over there, I was supposed to put 2 cloves of garlic in here. I forgot. So there we go. We'll put that in there. I just use minced garlic, or you can use garlic cloves. So now I'm gonna take y'all over to the stove. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add all of this in. Stir all that in with it. Now you're gonna wanna bring this to a simmer, and then you're gonna cover this up and cook it for about 20 minutes. If it looks like it needs more liquid in it, you can add some more of the chicken broth, or if you don't have more chicken broth, you can just add water. So I'm gonna let this heat up, and once it starts simmering, then I will cover it. Okay, it's already starting to simmer, y'all. Actually smells really good too. So I'm gonna cover this up. I'm gonna set my timer on 20 minutes, but I'm gonna keep a check on it. And we will be back. All right, the next thing that we're gonna cut up and use our knife with is 2 large, just russet potatoes. We're gonna cube this up into small pieces. Now I'm just kind of checking and making sure they're all close to the same size. I want them to be small so they won't take as long to cook, because you put these in after the meat has been cooking for 20 minutes, you put this in, the potatoes, and then you cook until they're tender. So I'm just kind of roughly going over these and just kind of cutting them. So I'm just gonna set those right here for just a little bit. Okay, the last thing that we're gonna cut up for this recipe is some cilantro. And I'm gonna cut about, in this part, let's see how good this cuts on here, because I always have a hard time chopping up cilantro with all of my knives. So I'm kind of interested to see if I can get it chopped up good. But you want about a half a cup of it, so I tore all these off of the stems as good as I could. And we're gonna try to dice this up real good. And so far, it's doing pretty good. I might need a little more, but oops. Look at that, my other knife. Oh, I had the hardest time cutting stuff like this. So that is really good. I think I need just a little more, so. I know you could probably cut up the stems, I guess, if you wanted. I do leave some, but when they're big, long stems like this, I don't know if you're supposed to, but I always just peel it off. Okay, y'all, look at that cilantro. I got it cut really good with this good Misen knife. Now we're gonna go over here and check our meat. Okay, y'all, it's been cooking for 20 minutes. I think I hear my kids just pull up. I'm just gonna try a piece of it just to see. That's not too bad. I'm gonna add just a little bit more broth. Just a little bit, because we're gonna add in the potatoes. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let this heat back up, and then I'll add the potatoes in. So I'm gonna cover this back up for just a little bit. Okay, y'all. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start adding in the potatoes. I had put them in a bowl with some cold water just so that they wouldn't turn, I don't know, you know how sometimes if you leave them setting out after you cut them, they'll kind of turn brown. So I thought I had all the water out. There's still a little bit in there, so I'm using my hands to put these potatoes in. And so now, stir all that up together. And then we're going to cover it back up and let it cook until these potatoes are done. I might add just a tad bit more broth because I don't know, just feel like I need a little bit more liquid. But anyways, cover that up. Okay, y'all. Everything is done, so I'm going to take this cilantro, stir that in. I'm also going to put a little more salt and pepper in there. And I'm gonna remove this from the heat. I'm gonna cover it up while I get everything ready. I'm gonna go ahead and heat up some flour tortillas just to have on the side. And we have beans, and I'm gonna need to quickly mix that tea up, and then we'll be ready to eat. Okay, y'all, there it is, all finished. Looks good. Adrian, what do you think of the meat? The carne, Bryce, how would you read that? You took Spanish.
It's carne con papas.
Okay. You like it? Mm-hmm. Of course, are you loving the beans too? Mm-hmm. Good deal. He came home starving. What about you, Bryce?
It's really good.
Really good? Me too. I think it's very good. And we just, like I said, did this and beans, called it a meal. And thank you so much to Melissa for sharing this with us tonight. Hey y'all, tonight we are going to be making this recipe I found called 3-packet chicken in the Instant Pot. So I have my knife here. Y'all, this knife is so sharp. And I am kind of trimming off some of the fat. Yeah, there's a little bit of chicken I got on that one. But anyways, I was trimming some of these pieces off the edge, you know, the fatty parts. And I just wanted y'all to see how good my knife cuts. Look at that. Okay, y'all, now I have my Instant Pot out, and we're going to measure 1.5 cups of chicken broth. So I had some in the refrigerator. Put that in the bottom. And then we're going to take our chicken breast. I've already washed my hands, so I'm just going to put them in using some tongs. Okay, next we're going to sprinkle our 3 packets. First, we're going to use a packet of Italian seasoning. So we're just going to sprinkle that over the top of the chicken. I don't know, it said to use 1.5 cups of broth. It just seems like a lot of broth, but oh well. And then you want 1 packet of chicken gravy mix. And 1 packet of ranch dressing mix. Then we're going to put our lid on. Oh, I need to plug mine in. I hadn't plugged it in yet. And then pressure cook, and we're going to do it on, high. And we want to do this for about 30 minutes. Oops. Actually, I'm going to do it because mine's a little bit smaller than what this recipe, so I'll do 29. And it should. Okay, now we'll just let this come to pressure. Once it comes to pressure, we're going to let it just natural release, which will take about 20 minutes or so. So that's all you have to do. I'll come back when it's ready. And next I'm going to get some potatoes ready to put in the microwave. I have this little bag I've had for a while and I always forget about it. But you just put your potatoes in there and you stick it in the microwave and it cooks them and makes them like a baked potato. So we're going to make baked potatoes to go along with this too. And for the other side, we're just using these seasoned Glory black-eyed peas. Okay, y'all, it's been natural releasing for like over 20 minutes, so I'm just letting off the last bit of pressure, which was hardly anything. And we're going to go ahead and take the lid off and check the chicken, and it is done. It doesn't quite look like the recipe did. I'm not sure if I should have used a little trivet thing to keep it up out of the broth, but it still tasted really good. So, yeah, there it is. And I decided to get a whisk and kind of whisk together the broth and the seasonings and everything that were left in there so that it made like a gravy that we could put over the top of the chicken, and it tasted really good, y'all. And here it is all done. I forgot to get reactions, but everybody liked it. It was very good. The chicken was so good. We had salad also, and this was a really easy meal for busy weeknights. I recommend it. And I'd like to quickly thank Misen for sponsoring today's video.